For some reason in my last video I said I would cover the DS version of Mario Sonic Living Games separately, and by the way, happy Mario Day. And now, here we are. For some reason, I misremembered the game, thinking that it had a lot more different features in it than the console game, but this one does not. From now here on out, I'm just going to be covering the handheld games of the main Mario and Sonic games whenever I cover them. Because other than a couple new mini games, this game is pretty much exactly the same as the console version, except now you have stylus control. The game features all the same characters as well as the same stat spreads, and every game that has as the same as the console version pretty much exactly plays like the console version, and this time with stylus controls. For example, you instead of waggling the Wiimote and nunchuck around, you'll just move back and forth at the bottom screen of the DS. So it's really up to you. Do you like the DS stylus over the motion controls of the Wii? I personally do, so I do prefer the DS game, even though it definitely doesn't have as much of the same fidelity as the console version. Even though stylus controls actually I'm a fan of, it's still pretty annoying in this game, because the running is much like the Wii version, very strenuous. In fact, I feel like I almost broke my DS, the amount of waggling it wants you to do with the DS stylus. Like, geez Louise, Mario and Sonic, give it a rest, I'm just trying to run. The DS version of the game also missing a couple subcategories of each of the main events. For example, it only features 100-meter aquatics, freestyle aquatics, 10-meter platform, archery, athletics 100-meter, 400-meter, hurdles, long jump, triple jump, javelin throw, and hammer throw, fencing, gymnastics, trampoline and vault, no rowing, skeet shooting, table tennis, and a bunch of new dream and a new category for cycling. There are a couple new mini-games. For example, for swimming, we have a diving act, which acts as trampoline, basically, but with diving, where you have to press button combinations in order to get the perfect dive, which is pretty neat. The next minigame exclusive to the DS is the cycling minigame. This one actually doesn't require any of the motion controls, or should I say stylus controls, as you're only pressing the L and R to pedal, and collecting hearts by using the D-pad in order to move back and forth. It's actually quite a fun minigame, and something that was definitely lacking in the console version. For the Dream events is really where the DS version shines, as there's quite a few new Dream events. Now, like the console version, you have to unlock these, and it's kind of vague on how you unlock them, which kind of sucks. I don't like vague unlockables in most games, and here, since they're some of the best minigames like the console version, it kind of sucks. I have to play through some crappy minigames in order to get the good ones. But much like the console version, we have Dream Race, which pretty much acts the same as it did in the console version. Dream Rowing actually acts like battle mode from Mario Kart, where you're collecting items just to shoot at other enemies there, which is actually pretty neat, since it pretty much feels like a Mario Kart thing, but in a boat, but you're also playing with Sonic characters, so that's kind of fun. The next one was definitely missing from the console version, is Dream Boxing, or just boxing, but you get to beat the crap of a Mario and Sonic character by punching them, and that is great. Why was this not in the console version? Wii Boxing was great, so I would have loved to see that with Nintendo and Sega characters. One of the more strange ones is Dream Long Jump, which is basically flying. So you play as a character flying for the sky and going through rings and fighting the wind. It's very unique, but also pretty fun. You gotta try to get the longest jump by maximizing the distance by getting item boxes and going through rings. Which is, it kind of reminds me of that Monkey Ball minigame. You know what I'm talking about? If you know, then you know. And much like the console version, Dream Fencing is pretty much just fencing with different backgrounds. And you can do special moves, but they're really not that much to it. So, yeah, it's not really that great. There is a pretty cool Dream Shooting, where you're shooting at things, or like shooting gallery, where you gotta hit the enemies and trying to hit certain things, like you do in most shooting galleries, which, works pretty well on the DS stylus screen, though the PNGs look kind of crappy. And yes, there's even Dream Basketball, which was an Olympic sport this time, I don't think so, where it's kind of like that Mario Party minigame, where you're shooting at flying basketballs, and you gotta get into the right one. For some reason, the Dream minigames are way better than the regular minigames in this game, but you have to unlock them, which sucks. And the last one is Dream Table Tennis, which is pretty lame, because it's pretty much just table tennis with some extra special abilities, but that's not really that special. So yeah, nothing really dream-like about this. Well, the DS version of Mario and Sonic definitely lacks some of the features of the console version. It also makes up for it with some pretty unique ones. In fact, some of them I think are better in the DS version than they are in the console version. Me personally, I do prefer playing with stylus and this game also features just actual regular controllers for some of the games, which makes them funner. This isn't the most exciting thing in the world. There is still some jank behind it, but you're probably better off having a better time with the DS version of the game, even though for some of the better mini games you do have to play the game quite a bit in order to unlock them. This game is stuck on Nintendo DS, it's never been re-released. However, it is a pretty common game, only costing you around $10. So it's one of those curiosities. If you want it, then go get it. In fact, I think it's better than the Wii console version, though it won't be ranking on the tier list since it's only marginally better. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I'm sorry it's a little lackluster, but next time when we cover a game, it should be a lot better than this. Thank you, and stay tuned for more videos.